We have all repeatedly heard about the story of Adam and Eve, the first people created by God and placed in the Garden of Eden, but according to an old Jewish myth, Eve was not the first woman created by God. According to this myth, Lilith was the first wife of Adam, created by God from the same soil as her husband. Unlike Eve, who was fashioned from Adam's rib to be his companion, Lilith was made of the same earth as Adam himself, and thus considered herself equal to him in all things. In contrast to the soft, subservient figure of Eve, Lilith emerged independent, fierce, and unwilling to be anyone's inferior. From the moment of her creation, she challenged the boundaries of her role, asserting herself as Adam's partner, not his possession. From their first moments together, Lilith and Adam found themselves at odds. While Adam expected Lilith to obey and submit to him, she resisted any form of subservience, particularly during intimacy, where she insisted that they were equals. When Adam demanded that she lie beneath him, Lilith refused, stating, "We are both made from the earth, and so we are equal." Her defiance and insistence on equality led to a heated confrontation, with Adam refusing to yield. This conflict reached a breaking point, and Lilith, in her frustration, chose to leave Eden rather than surrender her autonomy. She invoked the mystical Shem HaMephorash, the ineffable name of God, which gave her the power to soar beyond Eden. In an act of defiance, she abandoned the garden, fleeing to the depths of the Red Sea, a place associated with spirits and mystery, to establish her own independence. Adam, distraught over Lilith's departure, turned to God, pleading for her return. Moved by Adam's distress, God sent 3 angels, Sinoi, Sansano, and Samangeloth, to bring Lilith back. These angels pursued her to the edges of the sea and demanded that she return to Adam. But Lilith, resolute in her freedom, refused, declaring that she would not return to a life of subordination. The angels warned her that, should she choose to stay, she would be punished. They threatened her with dire consequences, including the death of 100 of her children each day. Yet Lilith remained unyielding. She had tasted freedom and was unwilling to go back, no matter the cost. The angels' threats did not sway her, but in a complex negotiation, she agreed to a pact. She would not harm newborns if they bore an amulet inscribed with the angels' names. In this way, the legend tied Lilith to the mythos of protection and danger surrounding childbirth and young children. Having defied both Adam and divine command, Lilith became an outcast, transformed by her rebellion into a figure associated with night, independence, and mystery. Legends grew around her as a seductress and a temptress, able to lure men and cast spells. In some versions, she is said to be the consort of Samael, an archangel often associated with dark forces, thus cementing her status as a symbol of wild femininity and rebellious spirit. Lilith's decision to leave Eden became a defining element of her story. In choosing exile over submission, she accepted the label of demon from those who would not understand her defiance. Yet this role did not strip her of her essence. Rather, it amplified it, making her a symbol of female strength and autonomy. Her story has lingered, echoing as a cautionary tale and an empowering legend for those who read it. Over the centuries, Lilith's character has shifted from a terrifying demoness to an archetype of feminine strength and independence. In many modern interpretations, she represents the rejection of subjugation and the assertion of personal agency. Lilith's refusal to compromise her identity and freedom in the alphabet of Ben Sira has inspired generations, giving her a paradoxical role as both a feared and revered figure. In her story, we see a figure who chooses freedom over companionship, independence over security, and power over submission.